Imagine this. You're holding a 25-cent coin in your hand, something so ordinary, so ignored, that most people wouldn't even glance at it twice. But what if I told you that same coin has secretly shown up in auction rooms, where collectors were willing to fight over it, pushing bids into the thousands, sometimes even more than $10,000, top-grade examples depending on condition and authentication. And that's exactly where this story begins. Because this isn't just any coin. This is the 2002 Indiana State Quarter. At first glance, it looks completely normal, a simple U.S. quarter. But hidden inside its metal is a story tied to American history, engineering mistakes, and collector obsession that most people will never understand. This coin was minted in 2002 by the United States Mint, under the famous 50-state quarters program. It came from two locations: the Philadelphia Mint with no mint mark, and the Denver Mint marked with a small d. Millions upon millions were produced. But here's the twist that changes everything. Not all coins are created equal. Some of these quarters were struck during moments of production stress, where dies were worn, machines were misaligned, and errors slipped through unnoticed. And those mistakes are exactly what turned 25 cents into something worth thousands. We're talking about rare error coins like off-center strikes, where the entire design is shifted like it was stamped in a hurry. We're talking about double die errors, where letters like Liberty or In God We Trust appear slightly doubled under magnification. We're talking about die cracks, where raised lines slowly form across the surface like lightning frozen in metal. And in some extreme cases, wrong planche errors, where a quarter blank from another coin type accidentally gets struck with Indiana's design. Now, let's talk about what happens when collectors find one of these in perfect condition. A normal circulated Indiana quarter? Still 25 cents, but a clean uncirculated example? That can jump into the range of $50 to $300 depending on demand and strike quality. Top-grade examples depending on condition and authentication. Now, here comes the shocking part. Rare certified mint error examples of the 2002 Indiana quarter have been reported in auction environments reaching $1,000, $3,000, and in extreme collector competition cases even $8,000 to $12,000. Top-grade examples depending on condition and authentication. And yes, in ultra-high-grade MS67 or MS68 condition, with flawless surfaces and strong luster, collectors have pushed bidding wars into unexpected territory where values can spike dramatically. Top-grade examples depending on condition and authentication. But the real secret isn't just value, it's identification. Because if you don't know what to look for, you could be holding a rare coin and never realize it. On the front side, you'll see George Washington facing left. The inscriptions read, Liberty, In God We Trust, and the year 2002. A small mint mark P or D appears under the year depending on origin. But the reverse is where Indiana tells its story. A race car speeds forward at full force, representing the Indianapolis 500, one of the most iconic races in the world. Behind it are 19 stars symbolizing Indiana as the 19th state in the U.S. Union. The word Indiana is bold, powerful, and unmistakable. But here's what most people miss. The details inside that design can reveal everything. If the race car looks slightly doubled, that's a red flag for a mint error. If the lettering appears thicker than normal, that could be a doubled die. If the surface shows raised bumps or lines, that could be die deterioration or cracking. And if the coin looks off in alignment, even slightly, that could mean an off-center strike that collectors actively hunt for. Now let's go deeper, because condition is everything. A heavily circulated coin, scratched, faded, worn from daily use, usually holds no premium value. But a coin that looks like it was just minted yesterday, with sharp edges, full shine, and no contact marks, can jump into collector territory instantly. That's where grading services come in. Coins graded MS65, MS66, MS67, MS68, those numbers represent perfection levels, and each step higher can multiply value dramatically. Top-grade examples depending on condition and authentication. And here's the part that hits hardest. Most of these coins are still out there, still sitting in jars, still in old drawers, still being spent at stores without a second thought, which means the next rare Indiana quarter could literally be in your hands right now. And that's what makes this so powerful. It's not just history, it's not just metal, it's a hidden lottery sitting inside everyday change. Now imagine this. You go through your pocket change tonight, and you spot a small detail everyone else ignored. And suddenly that 25-cent coin isn't just change anymore. It's a discovery. Maybe $1,000, maybe $5,000, maybe more. Top-grade examples depending on condition and authentication. And that's why collectors never stop looking. Because they know the truth. The biggest finds don't come from museums. They come from paying attention to what everyone else throws away. So right now, I want you to do one simple thing. Check your coins. Slow down for just a second, because that tiny piece of metal in your hand might be hiding a story worth far more than you ever imagined. And if this blew your mind, make sure you subscribe. Because the next coin we uncover might not just be valuable, it might be